Don Juan talks about something similar to like this chaotic, infinite situation, like just a wave function. He talks about something that seems like it could be a description of an uncollapsed wave function. He calls it the Eagle's emanations, and they're described as strings or lines and wiggly strings of light. That's interesting too. Jesus says it's light. It's all light. It's made out of light. Yeah. And it sounds like an uncollapsed wave function. And if it's possible to see or to perceive, obviously you're not seeing that with your eyes, but you're perceiving it with your consciousness. He takes Carlos to a place where they can see it. And literally, when I say it takes him to a place where he can see it, I don't mean he drives him into the desert, although he does. Carlos drives them into the desert. But I mean, the place, yes. But also a consciousness place, a mental place. He takes him to a consciousness place. There's different places you can go in your consciousness, right? You can go to the place of patience. You can go to a place of no pity. And you can go to a place that's completely different. They call it stopping the world. I am not a man of knowledge. I have some understanding. I have an inkling. I have no. I don't know what it would be. I have a push or an intuition or a drive or I don't know. I also have a backstory. I have some scaffolding around this. I have an understanding of things like the world begins and ends with you, but I have only a little bit of understanding. I understand it maybe 3 layers deep. And I think I need to get deeper before I understand more. If that makes sense. I think there's so many layers of each thing. Things solidify and make sense as you go. I think terrifyingly, I might be on a path of knowledge. And all I can do is let the Nagual direct. The Nagual being pure intent. The thing, intent, not the teacher, but yes, the ultimate teacher. God, maybe. Because I have no other teacher. I have to be taught directly in the lap of God, and just directly by God. There's no other way, maybe. I don't know. But Don Juan describes a situation that is repeatable. It's something that sorcerers, this is according to Carlos Castaneda, sorcerers from all the times past have specific methods of discovering how to look. But that's not the end goal. And people, they looked and then they were like, this is crazy. We don't want to be doing this. Like, it took years off their life or something, or it's detrimental to their health in some way. So yes, you can go look at the Eagle's emanations. You can look at what I think is the uncollapsed wave function, but it's not like the goal. It's just about experiencing and understanding like different parts of what's going on. I think the goal is just hunting power, and knowledge is power. You're hunting knowledge, and you hunt knowledge in specific circumstantial, experiential ways. You can't just hunt knowledge out of a book. Some knowledge requires that you go there. You go there in place, and you go there in consciousness, both. And you also go there in action, because your action brings knowledge as well. When you act in the place of no pity, you gain knowledge of that place. So our action is a place, Like our perception, it's all a place, and it's all about storing up energy, building it up little by little by little. And I don't know what it means fully, but I think that's okay, because I'm on the edge, right? Looking in, and I get more knowledge as I go. And I think that's okay to talk about. I think that's what being innocent means, is when you act full intent, with pure intent. You know, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. When you act with pure intent, when your insides match your outsides, when the whole thing lines up, you're innocent. Your action, you did the best you could with what you had, right? No regrets. That's in Don Juan stuff too, is not regretting things. Taking responsibility for being here involves not regretting. And when you act with full intent, when you act with everything that you know, you're innocent. And I think that's what innocence means, is you're not doing, I don't know. And I think that's why kids are often innocent, because they don't even know enough to be not innocent. They only can act on what they know. That's all they have. Because they're babies, you know. And maybe that is about 8 years old in the church. We call it the age of accountability. About 8 years old is when kids no longer are only acting purely on what they know to be true, or maybe like on, you know, they can, what would that be then if we're not acting on what we know to be true, or we're maybe being deceptive, or instead of just, I mean, we call it the authentic self. What is it? Some pondering to do there, but yes, something about when you're acting out of fear, maybe, or worry. You're acting because you're worried things might not work out for you, not just acting as if they would work out. You're acting out of fear that they might not work out. I don't know. There's something about fear there. You have to act in confidence. You have to act with intent. I don't know. It's hard. It is hard to articulate. It's good to articulate. I think articulation can solidify, and I think maybe part of the reason for that is the naming thing. You know, when we do the names, we name things. It helps us understand. Because when there's a name for it, then we can understand the concept. There could be concepts all around us that we have no idea is going on because we just don't even have a name for it.